Hello.
Hello. Everybody's here.
How are we doing, fellas?
Oh, good. Oh, good. Looking forward to this episode of the LadsTake podcast. It's been a while. It has definitely been
It
a
has
while.
been a long time.
Too long. We are very mature here. Two of our names include the same word. It could be known as a cat. I suppose we'll leave it at that. Welcome back, boys. It's been a while. We've been living life, haven't we? Now that the restrictions have been lifted a little bit.
We have.
Yeah. We went to the pub for Elliot's birthday, celebrated a bit.
We did.
damn
Yeah, he had a
right.
good time.
Damn right we did. Oh,
He had a great
brilliant
time.
Yeah, good stuff.
Yeah, and it just turned about 42. Yeah.
He loves it. Well, in
I
this
love it.
episode, we are going to be talking about some players who've done very, very well this season, as you can probably tell by the title already. We are going to be picking our Premier League team of the season. That includes a bench and maybe some outside shouts that we think deserve to be in there. Now, I have it on good authority, some good information that's been leaked through some messages that some of these choices are extremely controversial and may not even include any players from the top six, which absolutely baffles me.
Dodgy.
One team apparently doesn't even have a full team. So this will be an interesting one. So you might want to buckle your seatbelt, especially if you're in Elliot's car, because that's where Elliot is at the moment, filming this podcast. That is dedication to the cause. And yeah, we'll get stuck into this one. But before we do, let's just see how we all are. So Elliot, how are you doing? I think he might have crashed his car.
He's crashed. Yeah, he's gone.
I'll come to you, Pav. How are you?
I'm really good, yeah, just chilling. Can't wait to start my new job.
Yeah, congratulations on that.
Yeah,
Big up,
thank-
big up.
Thank you.
Big news.
How have you been, Josh?
Well,
birthday celebrations.
yeah, that's brilliant for you, Elliot. Keep going. How are you?
What's happened here?
Yeah. Go on, lad.
Oh, have you just got me again? Oh, yeah, I was just saying, yeah, I've recovered from the weekend, four days of drinking, to be honest with you. It's been a struggle.
Go
Well,
on.
the one day we were drinking with you, I'd count as 2 days. Because, I mean, me and you had a whole bottle of sours, I think.
Good effort, lads.
Yeah, proper good day.
I think that's just dedication, that's right.
Yeah, proper good. Max, how are you, mate?
Yeah, I'm just chilling, thanks. I'm
Good
alright.
stuff.
Just
Good stuff.
having a good time in life.
Yeah, we can't wait to get back to work. I bet that's what Anyway, what's been going on in the world? Well, specifically football related. The Super League that we spoke about last time has ended. I think we'll get a big woo for that. Fuck the Super League. And we're back with the Champions League, of course. We had Manchester City going through last night, which was a pretty good game.
Yeah, very good game.
Elliot hates Man City.
I'm still fuming. You're all scumbags and I hate everyone here.
Jesus
They've got no
Christ.
fans, so
Exactly. You've got
Yeah,
new fans.
I mean, you're not wrong. I mean, they're a plastic club, but they're very good at football. I'll give them that.
I hate
Especially that young man, Phil Foden. What a baller.
Wow.
What a baller. I'll give it him.
He is. And then tonight's the big one. Mason Mount's Chelsea taking on Real Madrid. 1-1 in the first leg. How do we see that one going tonight, boys?
it's
Chelsea.
a tough one.
Chelsea 1-0.
Chelsea 1-0. Okay, I can back that. Yeah.
The Chelsea
3-1.
defense is not the best, so I reckon it's going to be either 2-1 Chelsea or what's going 1-1 and it's going to go penalties.
Ooh, I'd be interested in a 1-0 and penalties.
Yeah.
Max, did I hear 3-1 from you?
Yeah, 3-1 Chelsea. Mount will get 2.
Yeah, Mount hat-trick. I'm saying 3-0 Chelsea. Mason Mount hat-trick. Come on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd love to
Come on.
see Mason Mount in the final. And then we can finally, once and for all, prove that Mason Mount is the best midfielder in the league.
Yeah.
And I'm sure he'll be in all of our teams in a moment.
Ooh.
other than the Champions League that's been going on, there's some news in the Championship. Max, would you like to explain what's going to be happening this weekend?
It's a real mess, guys, and there's a huge possibility that Derby are going down. So just keep your fingers crossed, guys.
I think for those that live in Derby, I think there'll be a couple of us maybe at the stadium waiting to see what happens with Derby on Saturday. It's a big game. What do we think then, lads? Staying up or going down?
Pav? Staying up with a goal.
Staying up with a goal.
I reckon they're going to shit ass it, get a draw, and then still stay up because they just need a draw to stay up, don't they?
Yeah, anything other than a loss. Yeah.
I reckon they're going to shit ass it and just get a draw and sit back, or if they get an early goal, sit back.
Okay.
Yeah.
So both Pav and Elliot are saying they are staying up. Max, as the resident Derby fan, what's happening?
We're going to bottle it, 100%. I have no confidence in this team anymore. Fuck the owners. Fuck everyone else. Fuck us. Idiots.
Well, lads, I won't say what I think, but I have already booked seats for the Burton Albion Derby next year. So that's where my confidence lies.
In all seriousness, I think we will stay up.
Yeah, well, let's pray and hope because we love Derby and we want them to bounce back. But Wayne Rooney needs to go next year.
Scumbag, another Man United scumbag.
Jesus Christ!
Get him gone. Fat Shrek. That's all it is. Fat Shrek. Get him gone.
Elliot's on smoke. All right. Well, we are going to pay our attention back to the Premier League now, where the best of the best play. Derby will be away from that for a few years now. And they hold the record for being the worst ever Premier League team. So let's look at the best Premier League team of this year. Now, I've heard lots of interesting takes, as I mentioned earlier. We're going to run through this like we did at England 11, if anybody has seen that before, where we give our team and our reasons why with a bench, and then we give that a score out of 10. So, Elliot, seeing as he has somewhere to be and places to be and people to see and get big, let's hear your team first.
Well, I won't lie to you boys, I did find this very hard because there's a lot of players that have just not been on form this season at all.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
So, I really did struggle. I'm going to start at the front and work my way back.
So you're starting at striker?
Starting as a striker, yeah.
Okay, go on then.
So I've gone for Kane.
Yeah.
And then Kane up front because he has been scoring goals for fun. Yeah. And then you could kind of say that. And then I went for Jota on the left wing.
Good choice.
Okay. Any reason?
Just because I think he has a big impact for Liverpool. Like, he just comes off the bench and scores. Like, I just think he's, in my opinion, at the minute, I think he is better than Mane.
Well, yeah, no, I'd 100% agree with that. I don't know if he makes the team of the season, but fair enough. If that's what you believe him to be, the best left winger in the league, fair play.
Yeah, I'll back that. Yeah, 100%. I'll back him.
Okay. What formation are you playing, by the way?
I'm playing pretty much the same formation as Liverpool, but not playing a centre forward, playing more of a striker.
Okay, so 4-3-3.
Yeah.
Go on then.
And then I'm going for Salah on the right wing because he's still, as much as I dislike him, he's still scoring goals for Liverpool.
Why do you dislike him? He's our best player.
I get where you're coming from when you say that, but he's got no love or passion for the club anymore.
Yes, he has. I don't want to hear that at all. You should have seen him.
That's a different subject, though. So I've gone for Salah on the right wing.
Yeah.
And then Max is going to love me for this. I've gone for Mason Mount.
Yeah.
By far, the best midfielder in the league. I reckon, in my opinion.
No offense to Kevin De Bruyne.
Yeah, no offense to Kevin De Bruyne. I won't lie to you though. I did struggle with the midfield because I didn't really know the defensive midfielder to put in. There was more like attacking options than there is defensive at the minute, in my opinion.
I certainly agree with that. When I get onto my team, I struggled finding a midfielder that could
with-
do both.
With my formation, I didn't really have a defensive midfielder. I just had a midfielder.
Mm-hmm.
So I've also gone for De Bruyne and Fernandes.
Okay.
Because I think they've been unbelievable. Like, well, not unbelievable, but they've been as good as a midfielder could have been this season. You can't lie, everyone's had a shit season. No one's had an outstanding season this season.
Yeah, I would agree with you on that. Yeah.
So I won't lie to you, I did struggle with the midfield this season. So I've gone for Mount, Fernandes, and De Bruyne. I've not got, like I say, I've not got a defensive midfielder because as much as Fabinho and Fernandinho have been good, I don't think they've been good enough to make it into my team. And then left back, I've gone for the good old Scottish Andy Robertson.
What?
The shittest Scotsman.
Andy
Got to
Robertson.
be done. I back Andy Robertson. Love it.
Sorry. What was that from you, Pav?
The shittest Scotsman.
The best, fittest Scotsman ever.
Shut up.
Better than your shitty Tierney.
Shut up.
They're both Scottish.
Yeah, the funny thing is, Max, neither of them deserve to be anywhere near this. Yeah, Elliot, who's moving into your defence? He's in slow-mo again.
Yeah. Good inset.
He's travelling at high speed.
Yeah, I'm in a dodgy area, lads. You know,
Great
I've not
shout.
think Diaz is one of my centre backs. I think Diaz has been the best centre back this season.
Yeah.
I think he's been unreal.
But this is going to be a bit of a crazy
Oh God.
one.
I think, like, if Van Dijk wasn't injured, I'd have said Van Dijk because he's
Well,
good. But
he hasn't played. He hasn't played all season.
Games.
Yeah, I know. So I struggled with this, but I think I just really didn't know. So I just put Kabak because I didn't know.
Oh, you're taking the piss. You're just taking the piss
It's a
now.
full Liverpool team here.
It basically is Liverpool because what can I say? We're good. Now I'm joking.
Why Kabak? Why Kabak?
I think he's young and he's got potential. I see him more as looking into the future, so not how he's playing at the minute.
Elliot's building his career, mate. This is Elliot's career,
I'm
mate.
building
Team,
my career, mate. What can I say, boys?
not team of the year. To be fair, I think Kabak has been decent, but
He has been decent, yeah.
not near the level of team of the year. But go on.
But honestly, with my midfield and my defence, I struggled. And as you mentioned earlier, I've not got a full team because there's a lot of players in the Premier League, but I do think that a lot of them aren't worthy enough to be in my team. If I was a manager, I'd be saying fuck you all. None of you are good enough.
If he was a manager, he just wouldn't play a right back. He just wouldn't play it. He just played 10 men.
That in a minute. But yeah, I struggled.
I did
Struggle with this because
It's been hard because no one's been outstanding this season.
Okay, so what are your choices against having a right back? Who's been so bad that they don't make it in the team?
well, Trent's been diabolical.
I'd have said Trent a mile off.
Yeah.
It's in the floor he walked
over, but
Yeah.
this season.
Yeah. What about Wan-Bissaka or... Oh, he's going through a tunnel again.
He's just lifting the weight.
Yeah, he's in the gym right now.
Put the weight down.
He sounds like he's swimming. Get out of the pool.
Just justify it, lad.
Get out of the pool.
He's not all right Elliot's team now.
He can't back it. He can't back it.
I do think maybe Reed good,
What?
but again, not outstanding. Like you said, these are questionable times.
Yeah, fair enough. Who's your goalkeeper then?
I've gone for Edison because
Allison?
No, Edison.
Oh, Edison.
Edison.
My bad.
yeah, I would have.
No, good reason there.
Alisson's had a diabolical season.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah.
Like,
Good
so
shot,
I think
Elliot.
I'd say Edison purely on this season.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's had the most clean sheets, hasn't he?
Yeah, exactly. And then my bench, purely
Yeah. It's a good bench.
Michael.
Yeah.
This is a bit of a
Shout.
I think Kasper Schmeichel. Yeah, he's a solid keeper. He's old. Well, he's not old, but he's aging. He's got experience.
Who did you say?
Yeah.
I'll put Kasper Schmeichel.
Oh, Kasper Schmeichel. Okay,
that's
yeah.
right.
He's been okay, yeah.
Yeah,
I'll
he's
put
good.
that.
Yeah, he's got age and experience on his side. And then I've gone for Luke Shaw.
Good shout.
Okay.
I think he's been brilliant this season. As much as I hate to say it from a Liverpool point of view, he has been good.
Good shout.
And then for a centre back, because I've really struggled with centre backs, I just went for John Stones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
not bad.
You didn't think he should be ahead of Kabach?
Well, probably look. Now I've explained to the group, I probably should have put him ahead of Kabach, but, you know. And then you're all going to love this one, boys.
Oh, God.
I have put the God Almighty,
Oh, no.
beautiful James Milner on the
For
bench.
fuck's sake.
He can cover left back, right back, midfield, even stick him on the wing if you wanted to.
How many games has he played this season?
He's played quite a few the last few weeks. He's been brilliant.
Oh, Jesus.
He's not got the legs anymore. So if you need to go defensively, stick him on the last 10 minutes.
He's all right in wheelchair football.
Will there be an episode off the podcast where Elliot does not mention James Milner?
No, I'm going to try and come up with a topic that's the furthest away from football as possible and see if he can still mention him.
It will still get me.
I will find a way to mention my lovely God, James
It's
Milner.
so shit.
No, he's not. He's actually not.
He doesn't deserve to be in Team of the Year, but neither does some of the rest of your team. So, I mean, you haven't even got a right back, and somehow James Milner's made it on the bench.
Yeah, of course. Well, you know what? If I haven't got a bloody...
Oh, he's going to stick him there.
You know what? Stick him right back. Because everyone else has been shit. Why not? And then... Who else have we gone for? I'm just trying to read my notes while I'm driving.
Don't take the drive.
I don't condone any of these actions.
No, you do condone. You do condone.
Everything for the podcast. Podcast or die.
Yeah, love that.
Love that. Dedication.
Just while Elliot's finding the rest of his bench, I'd like to personally apologise on behalf of Elliot to Aaron Wan-Bissaka, Matty Cash, Cesar Azpilicueta, and the rest of the right backs in the league.
Hector Bellerin.
No, not Bellerin. Bellerin can stay there.
All your right backs have been horrendous. Get gone.
Callum Chambers has been playing ahead of Hector Bellerin. Hector Bellerin doesn't deserve to play football. Good model.
Milner there.
Yeah, well, of course Milner was going to be there. Milner's probably the coaching staff and the manager as well.
Well, you know what? Now you've said that, let's have him there.
For God's sake. Well, who else is on your bench then? A couple of midfielders other than Milner.
So I've put... This is, again, probably a bit biased. Jordan Henderson.
Oh,
Again, he hasn't played.
No. I am taking a bit now. I put Bernardo Silva on the bench.
Oh, okay. Interesting one.
I think he's a good creative midfielder to come off the bench.
Yeah.
Because he like, obviously, you know what Pep's like. He rotates the team every week, but I think he plays better when he comes off the bench. Personally.
Yeah, I'd genuinely, I'd agree with that. I think that's good.
I think when he's on for the last half an hour or 20 minutes or what have you, I think he plays a lot better.
Yeah.
So I've gone for Bernardo Silva, and just as a bit of defensive backup, I did put Fabinho on the bench because he can play obviously that defensive mid role and a centre back. I know it's a bit
I wouldn't
biased.
say he can play centre back, but
Yeah, I know it's a bit biased because I'm a Liverpool fan, but I really was struggling with this.
And then you got one space for an attacker, I think.
And then I put Danny Ings because...
Have you been watching last season's highlights? What's going on?
No, to be fair, he had a good start of the season before he got
The first half
injured.
of the season, he had a brilliant season. So I'm going off the first half of the season.
Fair enough.
That is my team for you boys.
Fair.
And I hope you like it.
Fair play.
Because if you
To be
don't,
fair, there's some good shouts in there. There's certainly some questionable ones. But
I don't know what
Pam,
you're on about. My answers are the right answers. And
oh yeah, okay, right. Well, we'll put that to the test now. Pav, what do you think, and what score are you giving it out of 10?
Basically, you got half a team there, so I'm going to give you half the points, and it's going to be 5.
That's fair.
Ooh.
I accept that. That's fair.
Okay. Max, what score are you giving Elliot?
There's no flow to it. There's too many scouts in it.
Yeah.
I'll give you 4.
4. Ooh.
Oh.
To be honest, part of me wants to give it a 0.
What? Are you mad?
But I'm not going to. I think in the front area, other than maybe Jota, I think you've got that nailed on. A couple of decent choices at the back, but for saying Kabach, that's just insulting. And not having a right back is poor. So it's going to be a 4.5 from me, bang in the middle.
God.
Oh, that's not bad. That's not bad.
And I'll reveal the scores at the end. But a decent effort from you, Elliot. Thank you very much.
Cheers, boys.
Yeah,
I'll just add, I have been busy, so add that into my points as well.
Yeah. No
It was his
problem.
birthday.
It was the birthday, exactly, yeah.
It was. So we'll give you an extra point for it being your birthday.
Oh, you're too kind.
There you go. You've got an extra 1 on your
How
score.
was he shit out his way?
He's only 20 once. Come on, Pav, it's your birthday in a couple of weeks. We'll give you a better score then.
Yes.
Right. Well, I'm gonna go next. I'm gonna jump in here and
Ooh.
to be fair, I have been as busy as Elliot. However, I just ignore my responsibilities and decided to look at the statistics of every player in the league, pretty much. And
You're just a dedicated member to the podcast.
Well, you could say that, or you could say that I'm just avoiding all responsibilities and work. So I have gone for a 4-3-3 as well. No holding, no attacking midfielder, just a bland 4-3-3. My goalkeeper is Emi Martinez. Now he is he's the highest rated goalkeeper on average performances in the league, outperforming Edison, Alisson, all of those are all in the dust.
Oh, I
Absolute
didn't even
Mongols.
think of Martinez.
He's had 14 clean sheets, which for a Villa team is unbelievable.
Yeah.
He's made 118 saves, which is in the top 4. So he's faced a lot and managed to save them as well. And just from the eye test, some of the saves he makes are brilliant. I mean, we saw it towards the back end of the season at Arsenal, and why they let him go, I don't know.
Yeah.
And it's looking like it's coming to bite them in the arse because from the rumours, Leno is apparently on his way out as well. If you've seen that, Pav, obviously being a Arsenal fan.
Yeah, I'd choose to ignore it.
Yeah, well, it's looking like a big mistake. But also, Emi Martinez is a bit of a leader. I mean, if you've watched a Villa game, he commands his area, commands his defenders, and I think he deserves to be there for me. I think he's been by far the best goalkeeper in the league this season.
You know what? I completely back that. Josh, you've done your research. I completely back that.
I've done the research. I will be honest though. The further it goes down, the less research has been done. Just because it gets quite boring. And me and Pav were discussing this before. All the sites say different stats, so I'm sure they're making it up. My right back, I do actually have a right back, so I should get extra point for that. I've gone with João Cancelo, who is it fair to say he's a right back? He's played right back, left back, right wing, left wing, striker.
Everywhere, doesn't he?
Yeah,
he does. He's an integral part of that City defence. He contributes defensively on transition. He's brilliant. He turns into with City they have a 4 at the back, and then it turns into a 3 at the back, and he becomes one of the wingers. He's the 5th highest rated player in the league on performances, despite being a fullback. I think that's incredibly impressive. And
you got to give it him then.
He's bagged himself a goal and got 3 assists, and I think the role that he plays at City is something that no other team in the league has. So yeah, he makes it. And moving on to my centre backs now, obviously the highest performing team in terms of defensive outputs is Man City. They've been absolutely locked off this season, both in the Champions League and in the Premier League. barely conceded, to be honest.
Unfortunately.
And a massive part of that is Ruben Diaz, who, to be honest, has to be one of my shouts for the actual player of the year. Has definitely rivaled the impact that Van Dijk's had. He's got the highest pass success in the league, which is joint alongside my second centre-back as well. So those two both have a 93.4% pass success rate. And that's important for Manchester City because they control the ball so much. And so long as they're controlling possession, they will win games with the quality that they have. So Ruben Diaz has been brilliant, so composed, great defender. He's in there. Alongside him is his partner, John Stones, most improved player of the season, without a shadow of a doubt. He's joint in pass succession rate, which is incredible that both Man City centre-backs are the highest pass success rates in the league. Just shows maybe that they just pass it around the back a bit. But they're both integral. And John Stones actually has contributed with 4 goals from 20 appearances, which is a good return from a centre-back.
Yeah.
So, those two make it in. Left back, I agree with Elliot, although he's actually made it to my starting 11 and not the bench. Luke Shaw, Manchester United's best player this year. Again, another majorly improved player. You could argue Bruno Fernandes's, but Luke Shaw for me has been superb defensively and going forward. He's got 1 goal, 5 assists. The thing is, he should have more assists, but Manchester United don't have a proper striker. Cavani's good, but he's aging a bit. They need a proper striker, and I think if they do get that, Luke Shaw will continue to do bits, and hopefully him and Stones can spur England on to greatness in the summer. Now the midfield, I did find tricky actually. I don't know how you guys felt about the midfield, but I feel like there's been a lot of good players, but they've all kind of performed at an average level. And I think is that Max that's just left potentially. Or maybe it's Pav. No, it's Max. Max will return. I do promise you that. But Gundogan makes my starting 3. I did struggle because he has had a good season, but he was good for that really it was a purple patch where Kevin De Bruyne was out, where he really stepped up. But scoring 12 goals from central midfielder is something you can't ignore. He's very good in transition. And I just think he's been very organised in that City midfield. And when Kevin De Bruyne was out, Gundogan sort of led them to the glory of the title that they're fighting for now. Alongside him, Kevin De Bruyne has to be in the top 3 highest rated performers this season. I don't think he's actually contributed as much as he should have, scoring 5 goals and only assisting 11. But you watch him play, he's one of the best midfielders in the world, if not the best. And he's also leading his team to a potential treble. So, you can't not be in there. Can't not be in there. Mason Mount is my 3rd midfielder. Has to be in there. And the amount of stick this man gets saying he's overrated or he's not actually good enough. He's the 6th best performing player in the league. He's outperforming players like Son, Sterling, Rashford. He's outperforming all of those types of players. And he plays his heart and soul out week in, week out.
He does, 100%.
Top bloke, and he's going to do something special with his career. But for this year, Chelsea's Player of the Year makes it into my Team of the Year.
Yes, well said.
Now, the front 3, I do agree with Elliot's choices here. Mo Salah has to start on the right wing. Arguably one of the greatest players Liverpool have ever had. He scored 20 goals this season in 29 games. Some of them penalties, but he's been great. And he's been let down. Trent Alexander-Arnold, Sadio Mane, you lot need to pick it up because
they need to get gone.
If they had the ability to play it into Mo Salah, he would have scored more goals this season. And I don't know about you lot, but you'll know, Elliot, from watching Liverpool. I think he's been a bit more ruthless in front of goal. Like, you see his finishes, they're smacked into the back of the net.
Yeah. I think he needs what I was touching on him. In my opinion, I think he needs to go further forward into the midfield now. I know at the minute we don't have anybody that can take up that right back position as Liverpool play the full-backs, but I personally think he needs to be in the midfield. He's not defensive enough.
Yeah, for Trent. Yeah, I agree
Yeah,
with that.
yeah.
But with Salah next season, if we get a replacement for Mane or we bring in a proper striker, I think he's going to go on to thrive again. And I hope Mo Salah wins the Golden Boot this season, but we'll see. My striker, Max, you did miss my my stats about Mount. So
No, I heard it. Is the sixth most creative player in the league. Don't test me, bro. Come
yeah,
on.
you did. Jeez,
No.
come on now. My striker is also Harry Kane. I think if you haven't got Harry Kane in your team, you're a mug. He is the best player in the league this year, both statistically and to watch. He also needs to leave Spurs because you look at him compared to the rest of them, and it's abysmal. He scored 21 goals and assisted 13. Now, boys, guess who's top of the goals and guess who's top of the assists?
Son and Harry Kane.
No, Harry Kane is both. Harry Kane is the top assister in the league and the top goal scorer. That is incredible.
Still a shit player.
Here we go. He's getting salty because he's scored Arsenal. Absolute mug. But Harry Kane, I'm also a bit biased because he's absolutely carried me to an FPL win.
Yeah.
Although Elliot has stolen my trophy, so I'll have to reclaim that off him.
For himself.
Get your fat dad to the gym this week. And I'll give it you.
Insert the picture.
I'll come and take it of it. Yeah, Max being the loser, we'll insert a picture of him handing me the trophy. Obviously, face is blurred, no face, no case. But we'll talk about the FPL soon enough, I'm sure. But my final attacker is Heung-min Son. Certainly had a better start to the season than end, but 16 goals and 10 assists, you can't turn your head from. Again, him and Kane have had some great interlinking play, and even when Kane's been out injured, I think Son has stepped up.
I'll agree with you on that, yeah.
I thought that left wing position was a little bit difficult to pick, though. I didn't think that many players have stood out this season, but Son makes it. Moving on to the bench, I'll run through these a little bit quicker. I've gone for Meslier of Leeds as my backup goalkeeper.
Okay.
I think he's been unbelievable. On performance, he's the second highest in terms of average rating. And Leeds soak up a lot of pressure. And for a young keeper to step up, I think he's been brilliant. And he's managed to keep 10 clean sheets for a Leeds side that just basically, I don't know, just play about 10 attackers. So I think he's been great. And some of the saves he's made has been ridiculous. And I think he'll keep growing as a goalkeeper. Keeping with the Leeds theme, I'm putting Stuart Dallas on the bench. I think he's the closest player in the league that comes to Cancelo's style of play. He scored 7 goals and 2 assists from fullback, and he's been completely reliable for Leeds. And at the age of 30, he's been brilliant. And that goal he scored against Manchester City was one of the best moments of the year for me, being a Liverpool fan and not having much to celebrate. So yeah. My second defender on the bench is James Justin. Had an amazing start to the season. Unfortunately, got injured. He was definitely going to the Euros, I'm sure of it, until that injury. Great going forward, competent at the back. And a couple of Leicester players maybe deserve to be in here. Fofana, Harvey Barnes, yeah.
Harvey Barnes.
But unfortunately, James Justin is the only Leicester player that makes it in my in my starting 18. Midfield. If you were listening to the midfield, you would notice Bruno Fernandes was absent, but he is on my bench. Now, the reason he's on my bench is despite scoring 16 goals and creating 11 assists, I think he goes missing in big games, and I don't think he deserves to be in the team of the season. Everything goes through Bruno Fernandes, and I just don't think he's been as good as everyone maybe says he has been.
Controversial.
Yeah, I agree. Maybe if they had a proper striker, just like I said with Shaw earlier, Bruno would maybe contribute a bit more. But I just feel like he goes missing a lot more than people suspect. But a joy to watch nonetheless, and I'm sure he'll take United to probably Europa League glory. Let's hope Arsenal get to the final so we can see what happens. Now, my second midfielder is probably someone that I assume isn't in any of your teams. I've gone for Yves Bissouma of Brighton.
Oh,
what?
Absolute baller. Him and Ndidi. Matt, wait, hang on. I'll get the stats out. Him and Ndidi have been on par as central defensive midfielders, but Yves Bissouma, without him and his composure and his defensive work rate this season, Brighton would have conceded more and probably would have gone down without him. I'm making that claim. Brighton fans, without Yves Bissouma, you would be in the Championship next season. Pav, you should start looking into him because he's on about getting a big money move to Arsenal.
We're linked with him, and I'll be very happy. Him and Partey would run that midfield.
That would be unbelievable because they're very similar players.
Two absolute brick shit asses.
And you
in
get
the
rid
middle,
of Ceballos.
And
Fuck
Xhaka.
Danny Ceballos.
Yeah,
Pav, you know what's interesting?
Yeah.
We've had two people. Oh, no, well, actually, Josh, you haven't finished your subs, have you?
No, I've got 2 strikers to go through.
Oh, I'll give it a minute and then explain.
Okay, hold off. I've gone for Ollie Watkins. Came from the Championship. It's not easy to come from the Championship and pick up form. We've seen it plenty of times with different players. But what a baller. I think he was very unlucky in his first few games. I think he hit the post more than any player ever has in his first 10 games. And since Grealish's injury, I think he's helped drag Villa into a bit of stability. 13 goals, 4 assists. He's brilliant work rate, and I think he'll just continue to progress. And my final player on the bench is Patrick Bamford, another player from the Championship.
Hey.
14 goals, 7 assists, 21 goal contributions. It's brilliant. And I think, again, similar to how I mentioned about Dallas playing in a similar way to Cancelo, Bamford does play in almost the same fashion as Harry Kane. The way he holds up the ball, the way he finishes. I think he's been unbelievable this season. And despite his dodgy past and dealings with Derby County before, I respect him, and I think he deserves the England call up. Now, just before I wrap that off, I just want to mention 3 players who deserve a shout out: James Ward-Prowse, Jesse Lingard, and Rafinha of Leeds. I think they've been great, and they're unfortunate to miss out. But Max, what was your point before we get onto the ratings?
We've had 2 people's teams now, and not a single Arsenal player.
I know. I was thinking that too.
Is that a worry?
Which is why I've specifically.
No one wrote Willian down.
Oh yeah. To be fair, if we looked at the first game of the season, Willian would be in my team of the season. That's for sure.
Yeah, it's just been a warm up. It's a warm up season for us. That's what it is. New manager,
that's why I've saved Pabs till the end. So if we hear any Arsenal shouts, we know it's bias. What are the scores on the doors? Elliot, what's the score from you, brother?
You know what? You hit us with statistics straight away, so I'm going to give you an 8.
Oh yes, now I'll take that. Thank you.
As much as winning everything, I can't not score you highly for that.
Thank you very much. I'll take an 8. Max? Pav, whichever.
So, it's a tough one. You do have some really good players that do deserve these the team of the season.
But you didn't want to give me points. So.
But like Harry Kane.
What do you mean? He's literally the best player in the league.
He plays for Tottenham. So there's got to be deduction there.
I get to be fair. Before I take your score with Harry Kane, it is a difficult one picking Tottenham players because they have been shit. But like I don't know if you lads understand it, but Harry Kane and Son have scored a ridiculous amount of goals. Even Bale scored goals.
Yeah.
How have they performed so shit? Like I don't get it.
Literally. They've got no defence or midfield.
Yeah, their defence is
They just outscore the opponents, isn't it? That's Mourinho's tactic.
Yeah.
Like I'm not being funny. They relied on Eriksen to get for that midfield, and even he wasn't a superstar.
Yeah.
Like they relied on him, and they never really replaced him.
You're not wrong. Not wrong.
It is a good team. Bruno Fernandes, does he deserve to be there? Not really. I will give you 7.5 out of 10.
I'd take a 7.5.
I can't wait for Fabs.
Is that
yeah, I can't wait for Fabs. Go on then. Let's hear it, Max.
Well,
Thinking.
I felt that the consistency didn't flow in the team. I can't see consistency there, John. Where's the consistency?
It's in the stats.
What's the on so far, guys? It's a good team. Kane's got to be in there. I'll give you that.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah, you've done your research, so you've included Mount.
Yeah.
I'll give you 7.5.
Thank you very much. That's a very high scoring round. I will
dear.
take that. Just before I move on to Max, Elliot, who would you say is your player of the year?
Ooh.
Milner.
No. As much as I love Milner, I think this is a very hard one. Very, very hard one. I think it's got to be one of the youngsters. I think it's got to be probably. Oh no, I don't know. I'd like to say Mount.
Yeah.
Because of what he brings for the club and what he brings for Chelsea.
He's definitely Chelsea's player of the year.
Yeah.
He's 100% Chelsea's player of the year. You know what? I'm very torn, but I'm torn between probably maybe. From your statistics, maybe Gundogan or Mount.
Okay, I can back that.
Yeah.
My player of the year, I'm going to go for. Again, it's difficult to say. I am torn between Ruben Diaz and Harry Kane. I'm going to go for Ruben Diaz. You can't really give player of the year to someone who doesn't win the league, in my opinion.
Yeah.
You know what? That's a fair point. Fair play to you.
So I'm going to give it Ruben Diaz. But Max, let's hear your team of the year.
All right, guys. Hi. So what I've done with mine is.
He's gone for championship players.
Yeah, hang on. No. Before he says, we had an informant tell us a couple of secrets, and supposedly Max's team has a couple of players who aren't even from the Premier League, which is a little bit concerning. It's his Premier League team of the season.
So what I've done is, I know you don't judge team of the year on this, but I've judged it more on. Well, some of the players I've judged on are they're nice people. Do they come across decent, and all stuff like that. But I think it's a consistent team, and you'll back it. So
okay.
Starting up top, just on his own, quite controversial. But I'm going to pick Che Adams. I think for Southampton. You don't see his name very much. but listen, you don't realise what he brings to the team. He has to work hard for this Southampton team. They're a poor side. He works hard for them, creates chances. I'm not sure how many goals he's scored because I haven't done much research on that.
He's scored a few this season.
Yeah, he's scored a few, and you just can't put Kane there because he's just not been consistent enough.
To be fair to you, I mean, I don't know about team of the season, but Che Adams does work bloody hard, and I think he's been good.
Yeah, he's had an average season, but dropping in just behind that on the left sort of wing. Nah, I don't know if he can play left wing. I don't think this is his position, but he's going to drop in here today anyway. Is Patrick Bamford? He's been influential for Leeds. You know, he's got double figures goals this season, which is very impressive for the Premier League. So he can drop just in there. He'll pick up the ball, score a few goals.
Yeah, he'll do some step overs, some dribbles. He's known for that.
He's just quality. Bielsa loves him. He runs around a lot. I'll give him that. Right, bit more normal. Down on the right wing, he hasn't been amazing all season, but the past few weeks, guys, Riyad Mahrez has been an absolute
Good shout. Very good shout.
I know it was only last night, but him in the Champions League, I think his work goes unnoticed a few times.
Yeah,
runs the ball. He doesn't play backwards, takes people on. 100% is in there.
Good shout.
Good shout indeed.
Moving back in the team, it's a lovely midfield. So Mount's going to drop in the number 10 role, just in behind. He can feed Che Adams. Plays the ball up to him. Mount's a joke. He should still be at Derby, really.
I think we may end up seeing Mason Mount in all 4 of our team of the years.
Oh, it's down to you.
Oh.
You can't leave this fella out. Then the next fella as well, you cannot leave Phil Foden out of the team, guys. He's just joke.
I'm sorry, on my bench.
He is by far one of the most, if not the most talented player in the league. But has he had enough minutes?
That's a fair point, Josh. But when he comes on, is anyone?
He's unplayable. I mean, last night, oh my, he's a joke. He's an absolute joke.
Yeah, what I like about him so much is the way he just moves with the ball. You know when you can see a good player that
He's very agile on the ball. You know he can
Yeah.
dribble and he knows where the ball is and he can control it.
shrugs
Yeah.
off a lot of tackles.
Yeah.
Very, very
Yeah.
good. I've just
I tell you
noticed-
what you can't control though. You can't control his sexual desires. Unlike Mason Mount, who is the hero of England. So Phil Foden, step aside when it comes to England.
Yeah, Martin would never do anything like that. We've all had Jack Grealish out of the team. This is one that hasn't been said yet, which I'm a little bit surprised about, guys. Your defensive midfielders, I can't remember who you all put, but does Declan Rice not fit in for you?
What?
Declan, Elliot's put Jordan Henderson in.
and Milner.
Unbelievable. He hasn't carried West Ham. They've all been fantastic this season, but you don't realise the work he does. He's in this team, guys. Whatever happens, he's in the team.
I think I would back that.
I know what you mean.
The issue is there's so many players to choose from, and I think some of these players are suffering from being injured towards the back end of the season. You know, your Declan Rice, Harvey Barnes, Jack Grealish. Yeah, I think those types of players who have had a fantastic season, but you've kind of forgotten about them for the last 10 games. Maybe suffering from that, but yeah, Declan Rice, I would 100% back.
You make a fair counter argument. I'll rate that. For right back,
have you got one?
Yeah, well, I have got one, but it was a last minute pick. Didn't have a clue who to go for. I think Matty Cash could have been there, but no. So what I've done is I've gone for an Everton right back in the name of Shane Coleman, who's very old now, but lads, consistently for years, he knows how to put a tackle in up and down that wing. I'm backing him. If there's a better right back this season, then you tell me. But unfortunately, lads, there isn't. Left back is Luke Shaw. Been very good, bit fat, but he's worked very hard to get into the Euros. Quite consistent this year.
To be fair to Luke Shaw as well, he has to do double the work next to Maguire. So
now this is the very controversial bit. Centre back, I've got Diaz because you can't leave him out of the team. Yeah. 23 years old, coming. 100%. I don't know when he came in, caught away through the season. Is transformed Man City. You should have seen the celebrations last night when I don't know who made the tackle. Zinchenko made the tackle.
Yeah, they hugged, didn't they?
Yeah,
he was blocking it with his head. What was he not?
Yeah, commitment. Yeah.
Now I couldn't find another centre back from the Premier League this season because quite frankly, they've all been horrendous. I'm not backing Stones. So what I've done is Derby County got from Manchester United on loan, and he can still play in the Prem. When he played for Derby, he was consistent, solid, and just amazing. So centre back.
Yeah, and you've not won the game for how long?
Yeah, but he hasn't been playing. That's why Wayne Rooney has only ever won it. Assuming you're picking Bielik, right?
Nope, I'm picking Mengi.
Yeah. What? Get out!
he hasn't played in the Prem this season, but guys, in the Championship,
you're not picking Mengi.
Yep.
Oh my God. He hasn't won a game yet. He hasn't won a game as a Derby County player.
Yeah, but you know when he's in that back line, we're not solid, but we're
yeah, clearly not.
We're better than we were. So I'll back that every day of the week. If you want to take me on, then let me know, boys, and we'll have a little chat. But I'm not ready. In goal is Edison. I'll back him. Been very good. Did you see his pass last night to Zinchenko?
Yeah, his distribution is outrageous.
Has there been anyone better? I don't know who's got the most clean sheets. It's poor research, to be fair.
But it is Edison. Yeah,
I love that. Moving on to the bench. Gone with Martinez, great shout from Josh. Those stats, didn't really know him, but fantastic stats. Done very well. A defender, John Stones has made the bench. Don't worry.
I'm just glad it's not Kabach.
What are you trying to say?
Because I felt sorry for Sheffield United, so I thought I'd put a player in. I put David McGoldrick on my bench, just in case. I don't think he scored a goal. No, he might have scored a goal.
I don't think he's been very good, but he's been better than Ryan Brewster, so you know.
Yeah.
So he's on the bench with Stones and Edison as well. And what I've had to do is I put Jesse Lingard on the bench because he hasn't played
Yeah.
the whole season for West Ham, but since he's
shout.
been influential, he could have made the team. But
Speaking of Lingard, do you reckon West Ham will buy him?
I
Yeah.
hope so. I hope
yeah,
so.
I think they've got to, haven't they?
Yeah.
I think 30 mil will get it over the line. I think it's a good deal for both.
Definitely.
Yeah,
100%.
I think so. Yeah, he's been very good since he's come in, scoring goals, helping the team. Another defender, so your centre back. I'm just going to stick Maguire in there, to be honest.
Oh,
because
no.
he's been...
What?
Oh,
Fucking
no.
Slabhead Maguire. Jesus Christ.
I will give you a stat. I will give you a stat about Harry Maguire.
Here we go.
If we're talking consistency, which is what Max has pointed out in all of his comments about everyone's teams, Harry Maguire has played the most minutes in the Premier League this
Yeah,
year.
that doesn't mean he's
Love
good.
that.
The most minutes, and he's done absolutely fuck all.
And to annoy Elliot even more, I'll put Rashford in the team.
Just because he's giving fucking free school meals to kids does not make him a good footballer. But just to add to that, that's not an insult to him. I take that off. But
he's bold it.
just because he's doing that for kids, don't make him a good footballer.
Elliot, that's being clipped up.
I'm sending it to him.
No, I'm not like slating him for doing that. I'm just slating him as a footballer because he's shit at a football. He might as well just be a dinner lady.
Fair play to you, that's decent. And my manager's Pep Guardiola.
I was going to touch on managers at the end, but we can talk about them now. Pep Guardiola, has to be for you, Max. What about you, Elliot? Who are you saying?
You know what? I know Tuchel's not been at. Tuchel's, I think Tuchel's doing bits for Chelsea.
Fair play.
It's a big shout, Elliot, but
Fair
But
play.
it's only because I hate Pep, because he just relies on money to get good teams.
oh
Yeah, and that's where I'm going to come in on this one as well for the managers. I mean, we've all seen the tweets: 10 years, £1 billion, and he's finally got City to a Champions League final. I am going to say David Moyes has been the best manager this season.
Oh yeah,
big,
very
big shout.
It was close between him and Brendan Rodgers, but I feel like David Moyes hasn't had a lot to work with. He's brought in some unlikely players. Jesse Lingard, who everyone thought was crap 6 months ago. Soufal at right back, Souček, two players I've never even heard of. And he's turned them into great players. Declan Rice has flourished. Antonio they haven't even got a striker, West Ham. And you know, they're still banging goals. So David Moyes is mine. But Pav, who's yours?
It's going to be Bielsa.
Oh,
Also
okay.
Bielsa.
Yeah, good shout.
Leeds have just been promoted, and they're currently sitting 10th, I believe. 11th, sorry.
Yeah, they've got a game in
that's
hand, though, I think.
And that's a really good place to be when you get promoted.
Yeah.
So
Right.
they go to win.
About that. And I think with Leeds as well, I don't know if everyone else does this, but I think people think Leeds have a better side than they actually do. Like a lot of their players are championship level.
Yeah.
But people look at them as if they're, you know, a top Premier League side just because of the club stature. But yeah, I think that's absolutely fantastic.
I think
But
Bielsa's way of out tactics the opponents. I think he's a very good tactician, Bielsa.
Yeah,
so
he's a very clever man.
I'll give you that one, Pav. That's a very good shout.
yeah, good shout. So what are we rating Max's? I'll go first. I think.
Yeah, come on, lads.
I think if this were a team that were actually playing a game of football, I think you'd have a brilliant back line, a great midfield, and then you give it to your striker, and it's going Rosette. And then, if he has a poor game, who am I bringing on? McGoldrick? I don't think so. The rest of your team, I think, is great. I don't know about Bamford on the wing, but whatever. I'm going to give it a 6.5. I think there's some really interesting shouts there, some outside shouts that maybe people wouldn't have considered before.
Come on.
I'm going to go for a 6.5.
Yeah, big up.
Fair play.
Make it
Elliot?
competitive, lads.
What are you saying?
I agree with Josh. There's some very good players in there, but there's also some very controversial players, should I say? So I'm going to give you a solid 6.
6. Okay. I have just remembered that you didn't even use a Premier League player at centre back. And it was also Mengi, who still hasn't won a game yet for Derby County. So I'm going to take a point off, and you've got 5.5.
That's poor.
But for me, I really like that team. There's some players outside the box that no one thought of here. And for me, it's going to be a 9.5.
Yeah.
9.5.
I actually really like that team. I can see that team working.
Well, what's worrying is that Pav does like the outside the box shouts, and I have a feeling that all of his team is going to be outside the box. So Pav, let's hear it.
If you mention Tierney in your team, you're getting smacked.
If there are any Arsenal players in here, you're out.
I've got Pav back up. Don't worry. So I've gone for a 4-2-3-1 with 3 cams.
Okay.
Everyone knows that FIFA formation. OP. We love that.
He's playing foot jumps here.
Foot jumps, stay central, getting behind. Love that. So at striker, I've gone with Diego Jota. And for me,
same as Elliot.
Yeah, so
yes,
he's played 10 matches in the Premier League and 6 of them were as a sub. He's had 21 shots on target from a total of 34, and he has scored 8 goals.
Jeez, okay.
He's really good. He's got a converted pass completion rate of 76%.
Love that.
And he did score a hat-trick in the Champions League against Atlanta while you were away as well. He got one of the man of the match performances in the Premier League. He's only 24. He's only come to Liverpool. So it's got to be Jota.
Fair enough.
Left cam, I've got Jack Grealish, very good player. He's got 10 assists in the Premier League. Even though he was out injured for the 2-3 months, I can't remember how long, he's still got 10 Premier League assists, which is quite high.
Yeah, it's brilliant.
Yeah,
good player.
Good player. Good choice.
I was just about to say he's the second highest rated player in the league despite his injury.
Yeah, exactly. So he's made a massive impact on Villa, and he's done really well with that. My central cam, I've got Mason Mount.
Yes, he's making all colours. Mason Mount.
For me, if Chelsea didn't have Mason Mount, they would not be where they are currently.
Yeah.
He's been the player who's been creating, defending, working that ball. Unbelievable player.
He just runs up and down that pitch.
Yeah, exactly.
It never stops.
I hope we've tickled your balls enough, Mount, to get you on the pod, because we bloody love you, clearly.
Yeah, please, Mount, please.
And please go to the Euros for Max, please.
Yeah, please, I'm waiting for you.
Then I've got Jesse Lingard as my right cam.
Okay.
I know he's first half of the season, he was at United, didn't really play well because he didn't play. But then he came to West Ham and he's turned the season around. He's been scoring goals, making assists, scoring bangers. Thanks to him, West Ham are where they are now.
Good.
So he's there for me. At one of the CDMs, it's Souček.
Good shout.
Very good player. Very good player. He's got 9 goals from he plays a CDM. He's got 9 goals. He's had 54 shots on goal.
Jesus, that's a lot for.
No, sorry, 54 shots and 20 on target. Yeah, sorry.
Wow.
That's a lot for a DM.
Yeah, exactly. 1 assist. He's got a 75% completed pass rate, and he's got a 62% tackle success, which is quite good.
To be fair.
No, that is good.
I forgot about him.
Yeah, very good play. He's once again been one of the crucial players for West Ham, and thanks to him, they are where they are now. Then I've got a Gundogan next to him. I know he's not really a CDM, but he can be running up and down. I reckon he's good on the ball, passing the ball through, and maybe getting to those goal positions outside the box. He's just had an unbelievable season, especially towards the end. He's just been scoring goals right, left, and centre. Yeah. Left back, it's got to be the one and only Kieran Tierney. And my reasoning for this is Arsenal have been absolutely woeful this season.
It was going so well.
Arsenal have been woeful, but he's the only man that's been playing for the badge.
Hey, Saka, don't leave Saka out.
Yeah, but as a defensive player, he's been the only one there, trying his best, run up that line, getting those crosses in. You just know he cares about the club. And
I'm not fucking that.
for me, it's got to be Tierney. This is where the shithouse comes in.
Oh no!
Like, you can go for your Diaz's, you can go for your Stones, you can go for a Bednarek. He's Polish.
Why is he in? Yeah, why is he in?
So he's got a 59% tackle success rate.
That's terrible.
No, he's got an 82% completed pass rate, which is quite good.
That's decent. That's decent.
Made 1,926 passes, and that's from out the back. So he plays the ball. He knows how to play it.
Pav, why are you looking at the stats? Can I get how many own goals and how many red cards he had?
He's had 1 red card, and it doesn't tell me.
Well, I can tell you he's had multiple own goals because I had him in the FBL for about 3 weeks, and he had a stinker 3 weeks in a row.
Who's he played for?
Right, boys.
Southampton.
Paul.
I think we've got an announcement from Elliot.
Sorry to cut these up. My phone is on 14%.
No problem, fella.
It is going to die, so I'm going to have to love you and leave there. But before I go, I'm just going to give my review on Pav's team from what he said so far.
Okay, yeah, good shout.
I'm going to go a 7. I was going to give you an 8. To name, you dropped a point. So,
fuck's sake.
Fair enough.
Other than that, you did pretty well. Boys, I'm going to love you and leave you.
Yeah. That's
I'll
been
wait all
Elliot.
late, boys.
We'll see you later. Take care, brother.
Take it easy.
And also, the reason he's in my team is because he's Polish. Big up. The red and the white army. Next to him, a bit of a dodgy one again. It is the one and only Ezri Konsa from Villa.
Good shout. What a shout.
Very good player. He's been holding that.
Year, though.
Yeah, but he's been good. He's been
holding that back line for Villa. And once again, why Villa are there? Yeah.
Yeah, Tyrone Mings gets a lot of the plaudits, but he's dodgy.
He's an idiot.
Konsa, he's big. He's a shit ass. He can defend. Very good. And he's only 23 years of age. Loads of potential coming through there.
Future England centre-back.
And then on the right, I've got Wan-Bissaka. I did struggle here. He was between Cancelo and Wan-Bissaka. But I thought I'd go for Wan-Bissaka. He loves to run up that pitch, get the passes out. He's been very good. Yeah.
I think you can make a case for a lot of right-backs, can't you, this season?
It's been tough on the right-backs. I do agree with that. And then in goal, it's got to be Martinez.
Has to be.
The third player with the most clean sheets, I think. Like 15 or something like that.
I think he's 4. He might be third. I'm not too sure.
Yeah. And for the bench, we've got a goalkeeper. Is going to be Edouard Mendy from Chelsea.
No one's mentioned him yet.
Yeah, he's got the second most clean sheets in the Premier League. He's done quite well, saying it's his first season in the Premier League. He's done quite well. I had to go for Diaz as my centre back on the bench.
got to.
Yeah, Digne as my left back.
Good shout. He was brilliant at the start of the season.
Until he got injured, he was amazing. But I think he's getting back to his ways now. I have gone for Bissouma as well.
Yeah, Bissouma, get in there.
He's just a bit out there, but he's had a really good season for
what a bench this is
for Brighton.
Yeah, this is a good team.
Like when we played against Brighton, Bissouma was bullying everyone off the ball. He was bodying people, getting yellows. Oh, it was really nice to watch him play. Then I've got Click from
Leeds.
Oh God, why is he in there?
Wait,
he's Polish. He's got a back him.
Is he Polish?
Yeah, but he's had 3 goals, 5 assists, 1,400 passes, 82% completed pass rate, 43% success tackle rate. Quite a good player.
For an old man, he's doing all right.
He's only 30.
And he's Polish.
And he's and who else have we got? So then we've got Bamford. You got to have Bamford.
Yeah, good shout.
He scores goals. And then Rafinha.
Yeah, good shout. Good shout.
Yeah.
A lot of Leeds players.
Yeah, I don't know. They're just playing well. I've just went to the players I thought have impressed me this season.
And you like Bielsa, though?
Yeah, and Bielsa's good.
Good plan, good.
I don't think I took the player of the years off you two. Or did I?
No, you didn't. For me, it's gonna be Thomas Suchek.
Really?
Okay, good shout. Okay, outside shout.
I'm gonna back Diaz. He's just been unbelievable since he's come in.
Right.
You can't take away from him. I think he'll get it.
Completely agree.
Yeah.
So Max, what are we rating Pav's team?
Pav, you know what? I was worried earlier on this afternoon because I thought this could be a dodgy team, but I won't lie to you, that's solid. I'll use the word solid. That was I think including Souček was a very shrewd move.
You got to.
Yeah, very shrewd move. Maybe a few too many Leeds players in there, but can't do more. I'll dock you half a point off for including Tierney because I don't like. What?
Oh, shut up!
Fam, you can have a 7.5.
Oh, I'll take that. That's not bad.
Yeah, 7.5. You can have that.
You gave him a 7.5? Okay, well, I actually agree with Max. I was extremely concerned about what this team was going to look like before we started this. But to be fair, I'm impressed. I think this is a very good team.
Yeah.
I mean, I actually don't mind Kieran Tierney. I don't think he's been team of the year worthy, but I don't mind him being there. I don't like Jan Bednarek being there purely because he lost me about 20 points on FPL. And I agree, maybe a few too many Leeds players on the bench. But if I ignore the bench itself and just look at the team, I think replace Bednarek and you're probably getting a 9.5. So I'm going to give you a 9. I'm going to give you a 9.
I'm taking that.
I think some of the shouts you made were great and they were well backed up. So, I'm going with a 9. So let's count up the scores and we'll see what we've got. So Elliot has 5 at 4 at 4.5. Well, let's add his 1 for his birthday as well. So that's 10. So Elliot has a whopping score of 14.5. Now, congrats to Elliot. Well, if I remember right, Elliot was last in our England one as well. And he, if anything, he needs to stop picking Milner.
Yeah, Milner fair down.
Max had a score of 5.5 plus 6 is 11.5 plus 5, that's 12. 21. Well done, Max.
Come on.
Well done, Max.
Come on.
Despite having Che Adams up front and David McGoldrick on the bench, he still beat Elliot.
I beat Elliot. Come on.
And this will be close. I'm not sure who's actually going to get this one. I'm just going to hold off on releasing the scores, but it's between myself and Cav.
Love that.
I thought I was just going to get the lowest score. I was scared about the back line.
It's decent, pal. But...
Okay, I can reveal we do have an outright winner and a loser. Well, not a loser, a second place. So, in second place with 23, losing to first place with 23.5. Is me. So, Pav, you are the winner of the team of the year.
Absolute shit ass. Let's go.
Despite having Bednarek and Tierney in the side.
Come on, it's the Polish players. You got to have the Polish players.
With all his stats.
No, I think you deserve that score. I think you chose some players who we maybe didn't consider or sort of forgot about due to injury and maybe overlooked by looking at the big team. So I think you've done a good job.
Fuck the big teams.
Boys, fantastic stuff. Everyone, I'm in the chip shop. Boys, meet me in the call for kickoff. Sorry, it's only 2 finishing it, but
Max, what are you getting? Boys. Max, what food are you getting?
Medium chips, battered sausage and gravy.
Yeah.
Come on.
We'll see you next week, everyone. Thanks for tuning in.
Bye.
Bye. See ya. Bye.